Yo, it's your boy Logos. And maybe it's just me, but over the past few years, I've noticed a growing belief around the world that many of the ills that we experience or conflicts is because we don't look the same or think the same. And when I say look the same, I mean some people may believe that the reason they can't get where they want to be in life or their community can't be where they think it should be in life is because of other people holding them back. On the other hand, people may think that just because you may not be liberal, conservative, or whatever thing like I am, that's the reason why our country is the way it is. And I just simply think that's dangerous and not true. If you ask me, even if everybody looked the same or thought the same, we will still have conflict. We will still have corruption and we will still have problems. Maybe it's because of human nature and I need to get over issues and problems and conflict. We'll just create disorder, even if we had a utopia. Or maybe it's really because we're all different thinking people. And if you ask me, that's what we need to progress as a species. We don't need to all think the same. We just need to accept that we won't all think the same. And as long as you're not dangerous, violent, or aggressive towards people and their lifestyles and way of living, who cares? We need people with different perspectives, different backgrounds, because that's how you get more advancement. When you're a competent person, but you can see something from a different angle than somebody else that is also competent, you can have a breakthrough. Even if you combine your knowledge together and your different backgrounds, experiences, professional, non-professional, it could lead to some type of way of thinking that may be just a stepping stone for future advancement. And if you ask me, if you all look the same and think the same, that's really not going to happen. We need true diversity. Not what they sell in Hollywood, but real life. And the reason why I bring this up because this mayor who was in the Chicago area, or well, definitely in Illinois, I think she's near Chicago, is pretty damn corrupt. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say the reason why the black community within this area or this city can't progress is because of, white politicians who just want to, steal from them, hurt the community, and hold them back. But my whole belief is if you're corrupt, that's a human problem. It's not because of your race, it's not because of your gender, it's because of you on the inside. You care more about enriching yourself than people that voted for you. And I haven't heard about this lady until today. I really don't know much about her. So I got a few clips I'm going to react to, and I'm just going to give my perspective on it. I really think this stuff is pretty cut and dry if you ask me. Just because you look like me doesn't mean you agree with me, and that doesn't mean you should either. My own person, you're your own person. Grow up, have a discussion. Let's get into it because I really want to see how evil this lady really is.
But first, what some say is a sneaky move to keep a controversial township supervisor in power. In part 2 of our investigative series, the mayor of Dalton, who's also the Thornton Township supervisor, cements her salary with a last-minute vote.
Our Dane Placco reveals just how she did it. Dane?
Anthony and Natalie, she makes a whopping $224,000 a year. Now Thornton Township supervisor Tiffany Henyard wants to cut the salary of her position.
I'm sorry, but how much does the president make? I know the president doesn't make a lot of money compared to what you would think he would make, considering all the power and influence that he has. But I think he makes maybe 150,000, at most 300,000 from memory. I could be wrong on this, but it's crazy. She makes that much money from being the mayor. Like, geez, and that's not insider training. That's just her salary. How many people live in this small town? From what I saw, it was like 20,000, maybe 25,000. I don't understand how they could afford that. I don't understand how that's justified compared to all the other things that money could be used to invest in. What do you need $224,000 for? What are you spending that on? Bullshit.
By nearly $200,000. What a great move for taxpayers, right? Well, the pay cut only happens if someone else gets that job.
It's maybe the worst attempt to try to dissuade people from running that I've ever seen, and that's a long time.
Longtime municipal attorney Bert Odelson says he was stunned when he saw the latest move by controversial Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who also doubles as the mayor of Dalton. 2 weeks ago, the Township Board passed an ordinance that allows Henyard to continue collecting her $224,000 a year salary. But if anyone other than Henyard gets the job, the ordinance resets that salary to $25,000.
10% of what she made. Come on, you can't get more corrupt than that. You can't get more blatant than that. I can make this bloated amount of money for no good reason at all, but somebody else does it. Hey, we gotta cut back. This is too much. This ain't enough. Come on. If you expect somebody else, your next person to follow behind you, to live off of 25,000, you need to start living off of 25,000. That's crazy. What idiots voted for her? Okay, let me take that back. What idiots continue to support her, and what idiots support this legislation power move that she made to somehow get this password? The next person following behind her makes so much less money, basically erasing any chance of somebody actually want to take it, unless they truly give a damn about the city, which she clearly does not.
A year. Odelson says that's blatantly unconstitutional because you can't set an elected official's salary based on who's holding the seat.
You
Yeah,
put
that's
a
just
salary to
corrupt.
attach to the job, to the officer. So it is a blatant attempt to dissuade other people from running and to allow the current supervisor to maintain the $250,000 or whatever it is obnoxious salary.
I didn't receive any information, actually literally till I sat down for the meeting. No,
So you didn't know this was coming?
No.
Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez says he didn't vote for the ordinance because he was handed the 7-page document at the start of a meeting and didn't even have a chance to read it.
Oh yeah, nothing ever bad comes about people doing last minute signings and last minute agreements, which require signatures and will hold up in court for future reference. Like nothing at all shady ever comes from that. Really. Like it is so blatant. She just don't give a damn. Her whole staff don't give a damn. Any of her piece of shit circle doesn't give a damn either. Just you don't care about possibly going to jail. You don't care about losing your seat. Like you just would do this so brazenly out in the open, and just expect everybody to go with it.
Gonzalez says it's clear Henyard is trying to ward off an election challenge by cutting the salary of anyone who beats her by nearly 90%.
Discourage people from running is probably the first thing that comes to mind.
A spokesperson for the township declined to comment about Henyard's salary ordinance,
that's
and
ballsy.
Henyard has not responded to any of my direct emails.
What a coward.
Tonight at 9, we'll have much more on this story and how it may not scare off a big political player who's considering a run against.
Okay, so I got multiple clips lined up, so I'm just gonna go straight to the next one. It's already in the playlist.
WGN investigates a small south suburb with big bills and leaders with expensive taste. Last night, we showed you how some residents and elected officials claim the local mayor retaliates against people who don't support her.
Well, tonight we look at a spending spree that's also causing questions and concern. Here again, investigative reporter Ben Bradley.
40 minutes south of Chicago, you'll find Dalton, Illinois. The median income is $24,000 a year. And yet the mayor collects more than 10 times that amount from various elected positions. And as we found, a paycheck isn't the only perk.
In South Suburban Dalton, the
Wow, look at
economic
this.
challenge.
You wanna know this some BS too, because people like her will claim so much about wanting to help the community, poverty, and all this other nonsense, and talking about wanting to lift people up. But she don't give a damn about these people living in poverty. She don't give a damn about making over 10 times as much as these people do when she ain't doing shit. She ain't doing shit worth that much money. I don't care what anybody gotta say. Especially with how illegal she's trying to make sure nobody else can do it. If it's so justified, if she working so damn hard, changing the whole 20,000 population of a city around, then she would be perfectly fine with having future people make just as much as she does or even more. Because it's a lot of work, right? She's earning that fat ass paycheck, right? Like, come on, like you really have to be brain dead to support this. And I mean that.
Challenges run deep.
We still have areas that need trees cut, streets paved,
She probably
alleys
cutting
paved,
trees.
sidewalks fixed. It's a lot of that going on.
And a lot that's being spent, not on critical repairs, but on travel, meals, and more by many top village officials.
It's an issue. It's been an issue for some time.
We just look up and
Keeping my promises.
and it just makes no sense. She's just doing what she wants to do.
None of them do the things that we do here. We the only ones making sure y'all streets get paid, find ways to fix what is broken.
She is Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
But then they running y'all, say y'all this look fictitious story.
Would you like to just do an interview with me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, let's go. I mean,
In addition to leading Dalton, she also serves as supervisor of Thornton Township. You make almost $300,000 between your two elected positions.
I do not. I don't know where you got that number from.
We got it from her own village and township records.
These are tax dollars.
So is the money being spent on village credit cards. WGN Investigates obtained copies of statements that reveal village officials have spent more than $24,000 at restaurants in just 1 year, including this Midlothian barbecue joint and a South Holland sub shop.
Like, come on, if this is like within a small town where she like has this power making this money from, it can't cost that much money. How much food, how many people are you paying for? And tell me, how much really, political business is actually going on during these meetings? I'm pretty sure they just fucking eating, enjoying their lunch and talking shit. Like you don't need to spend that much money. You're not riding and dining some type of crazy developer or some type of person that's gonna help flood the city with money. You're just BSing. And it's so obvious. And people, I don't understand how people just don't think about, I am blatantly stealing money. I am blatantly using this money in the worst ways possible. Jail, prison, breaking of the Constitution. Is that just not in their awareness? Do they just not care? I don't get it. Truly.
I've seen the same thing and more. You name it, they've done it.
Other questionable expenses include the streaming service Hulu, flights to Texas, Alabama, and Missouri, and hotel rooms in nearby suburbs, including Madison and Elk Grove Village, plus thousands of dollars spent at a hotel in downstate Pontiac.
My take is this: if they are going to something that's going to benefit the village, that's fine. But from my standpoint of view, these things don't benefit the village at all.
And then there are the trips to Las Vegas.
What?
Mayor Henyard and other top officials traveled to Sin City in May to attend a shopping center conference. It's unclear if it helped Dalton land any deals.
Don't have a clue. We're all in the dark. Not only are the residents in the dark, but the trustees are also in the dark as well.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
Yes. Fuck it.
What is that?
Yes. If you hesitate like that, you did. At that point, just say yes. You look around at your assistant or your PR person, you fucked up. You fucked up. Just say yes, I went to Las Vegas. At that point, you can come up with another lie, and hopefully someone with, I don't know, amnesia, like blunt force trauma caused amnesia, could maybe buy what you're saying. But that doesn't gonna work. That's not gonna work.
That
No comment.
you don't know if you were in Las
But
Vegas?
you had a comment.
Of course I do.
Did you go?
It's not paid by them.
Did you lie?
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
You lying?
Any other questions?
Actually,
Yes.
yes. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
All right,
Sheesh,
any other
good.
questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded. So any other questions you may have?
They may have signed up for a conference, but they never bring anything back. So we have no idea why they go to these trips.
Remember, we mentioned Henyard was also supervisor at Thornton Township. WGN Investigates obtained copies of that agency's credit card statements as well. They show township taxpayers also spent money on the Vegas trip on everything from steak dinners to hotels and
Hey, Ruth Chris that ain't cheap. She out here running and dining like she just like not a public figure. Like she made this money through her side businesses. Like she Bill Gates, so she's like Bill Gates probably could spend even way more than that. Either way, she act like this is her own money, and she could just spend it freely. She don't care about the people. She just care about that taxpayer money.
$1,741 just on Henyard's round-trip flight.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
When trustees
What?
refused to...
You hear that arrogance? It's so, oh my God. Who's so stupid to still support you? I don't got to sit here and break this down. You are literally held to the people that voted for you. You are literally there because of the people, the citizens of that town. Really? This is like, I forgot, it was like at least a few people, but it was like those cities like Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi, a few other ones who were just going out to these giant dinners or giant parties or getting their hair done. Why they want the rest of America to be shut in their homes, can't operate their businesses, their kids can't go to school, and they don't give a damn while they still living their lives. Obama having I think multi-hundred people party during the pandemic. Like, come on, it's just straight up oligarchy and not even caring enough to hide it anymore. It's so ridiculous, man. Come on.
Round-trip flight.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
When trustees refused to pay
like we in the freaking... I ain't gonna say it.
big block of bills this week, the mayor accused them of putting...
No, fuck I'm gonna say it. Like, we're just on the street somewhere, and she upset at somebody doing something to her. Like, you're in a counselor meeting, and this stupid fuck right here fucking cheating like a dumbass. You probably supported that dumbass. How much money he making? I want to know how much money he making. And I don't know, he's not looking too happy right now, so maybe he's on her side or not. But how much money this dumb fuck making? Because he cheesing at this shit like it's just a game. Come on, bro. See, this is why I can't get involved in politics, because these people, never mind.
Vital city services in jeopardy.
We need receipts to understand what's going on.
We couldn't help but notice the red hat perched in front of Mayor Henyard throughout the meeting. It's from the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, which, by the way, was apparently a stop on the Vegas trip. $303 billed to Thornton Township taxpayers.
We just feel lost, and we just want the powers that be to step in and say, hey, you know, something's got to give.
Is there anybody else? I just want to be clear. Anybody else after that? Is that it? That's it?
She's so diplomatic. She's so kind. She truly gives a damn about her people's concerns.
We sought specifics from Dalton and Thornton Township about these credit card charges, expenses, and how they benefited taxpayers, but received no clarity. Mayor Henyard invited us to come back to Dalton and the township to showcase upcoming turkey giveaways, senior programs, and plans for an ice rink. Proof, she says, that she lives up to her moniker, the People's Mayor. Ben Bradley, WGN Investigator.
Yeah, it's just like the people's champ. Like The Rock in the wrestling ring is just as real as this lady is. Like, come on, man. How long is it gonna take? California didn't have the, I don't know, balls, enough people with intellect to kick out their mayor when they had that special election like a year ago or so now. What are you guys gonna do? At least it look like you have many people onto our bullshit. You have the local news stations doing stories about it and investigations. Like, so hopefully something really does come about. It's easier to get, you know, actual small town of people to galvanize and get in the uproar about something compared to a whole state. But if you can't get rid of her, you're gonna be stuck suffering under that just arrogance, entitlement. Just like, who do you think you are, questioning me? Bitch, I'm the one that voted for you. That's who I am. And no, I don't have any respect for her, because she doesn't have any respect for the same people that supported her and put her in the office to begin with. Just the whole talking down. Like we can't just vote you out or get you out of here. Like, come, oh God, bro. Stupid. Stupid. I hope they get what coming to them. And I don't feel bad for whatever that is. Fuck them. Let's go to the next clip.
It was just so crazy when I arrived here Friday and saw the blocks.
A South suburban car show is canceled after the entrance is barricaded with giant concrete blocks.
Now the sponsor of that show and the Park District are calling it an act of revenge by the mayor in Dalton, Tiffany Henyard.
Dane Placco reports the Park District is now considering a lawsuit against the mayor.
Good.
Always a good time for everybody that comes out, fun, exciting.
And remember, all the morons always have to sit on Twitter, talk about, you know, You know, if we all just looked the same or thought the same or acted the same, or, you know, if we just had black people in power, we'll be here. Or you know, it's only like that evil broad. Not, I won't call her evil because she's not like this woman, but you know, that corrupt, cheating broad from Harvard. Like people upset about because she's black. No, because she did something she wasn't supposed to. I don't understand why Harvard want to embarrass themselves by having a dean that is have a blatant scandal. Then, like, I don't understand why they would do that. Either way, it is people on many different sides. No matter their skin color or their background, that's an issue with this mayor. I just want to point that out because a lot of people seems to make it always a white people or a racial type thing when it's just about people who are not evil, corrupt, and self-centered. If you ask me, that's what I vote for.
Good for the community.
For the past 8 years, Darren Bosley has organized an annual car show here in the parking lot of Needles Park in Dalton. But after paying $1,000 to the Park District for this year's permit, Bosley got an unexpected call last Wednesday from Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top assistant.
Saying that the show would be shut down, but if I move my event to her location on Greenwood, that I would be fine.
Did you take that as a threat?
Yes. I took that as bullying.
Sure enough,
Good.
When Bosley showed up at the park Saturday morning, he found that giant concrete barricades had been placed at the entrance, and Dalton police were threatening to tow any cars that parked there.
We talking about two different governments. We're talking about the park government versus the village government.
Dalton Park District President Cleo Jones says Mayor Henyard has no legal authority over Park District property and believes she didn't want the competition to hurt attendance at her own event, a house music festival a few blocks away.
So I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious? This is like, I don't know if you guys play video games. I haven't really played this game much, but this reminds me of like Tropico. Tropico is like a city building, island building game where you can create like an economy, a city, and design it similar to like City Skylines, but it's much more ridiculous. And the guy you play as is like a main character, and he's blatantly corrupt. I forgot what's the I think kind of like a Banana Republic. I forgot what his exact name is, but this is what it reminded me of. It's just so stupid. It is stupid and it's so blatantly obvious. Is it really important for your dumbass for your dumbass show to get more views from people seeing it, and you could possibly just get even more out as being evil and corrupt when you're already making about $300,000 to begin with? Really, is your ego that sensitive? Are you that power hungry? Come on, this is dumb. It's a freaking car show. And you're gonna be upset because people rather go to a car show than see your bullshit music festival? I'm gonna let you know right now. Even if I was going to this car show and it was canceled, I'm not going to your dumbass music festival because I don't care about your music festival. I want to look at cars. So the only thing you're doing is pissing me off and making me want to get you out even more. People are so stupid and corrupt and self-centered and just egomaniacal, and you have enablers around them who will let them screw everybody else except the small circle, and then they just fine with that. But until they get kicked out the circle or they do something to piss this crazy evil lady off, then they won't understand. Like, come on, people, get her out. Like, this is just petty and this is ridiculous, man. This is crazy.
What the tactics were other than trying to bully us and push us away, but you know, that's not going to happen here.
We are walking all over cancer on our way to spring.
Henyard is no stranger to controversy. Fox 32 recently reported how Henyard used village employees and funds to pay for a march to Springfield to support a charity in her name. What would you say to the mayor about this?
Get your life together. Get your act together. This is wrong for people that spend money with the Park District to try to throw an event, peaceful event, fine event, and it's good for the community, but you're taking that away from everybody.
We left multiple voicemails and emails with the Village of Dalton and the mayor, but so far no response.
But she's a
Dalton
coward.
Park District president says they're considering suing the mayor and the village for overstepping their legal authority.
Good. Sue the shit out of them, and I hope they get put in jail. Because really, if you're willing to get mad over a car show that's on the same day, a car show that happens, it seems for like at least a few years now, or maybe even longer, and you want to try to cut that out illegally because of your stupid music festival, like, That's your priority? A bullshit music festival? Enough where you could blatantly show people how petty and childish you are? Did she get dropped on her head? And if she got dropped on her head, how many people got dropped on their head too to vote for her? I am serious. This is, come on, seriously. At what point does the ridiculousness stop? And this is the last one.
Can the Dalton Police Department afford to have?
Oh yeah, the reason I want to do about this one, because how many people, especially rich people, politicians, talking about guns, this, that, and the other, but these pieces of trash still have security details with guns. They want to take guns away from the American people who vote for them, and the reason why they got the power to begin with, but at the same time, enjoying protection of the Second Amendment. Maybe not directly, but people around them. They know damn well people can't afford 24-hour security like they can. Once again, they don't care about us. Don't ever believe they do. I won't. Ever.
This many officers attached to her detail?
We can. We really need them patrolling the streets.
So she's the part-time mayor of a South suburban village of a little more than 20,000 people.
Yet residents of Dalton are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year.
Wait, I thought she was. I didn't know she was part. Maybe that. I hope that's an error on his part. I doubt it. She's part-time and making that much money. Security detail for the reason why you need security is because you're a piece of shit. That's why. You don't need security.
Yet residents of Dalton are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to provide security for their self-proclaimed super mayor.
Tonight, Fox 32 investigates Tiffany Henyard's security detail and the massive amount of overtime it is generating for a handful of officers. Our Dane Placco has more.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor.
Tiffany Henyard makes nearly $250,000 a year serving as both mayor of Dalton and Thornton Township supervisor, an elected political double dip. She's charismatic and controversial.
Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing.
Here she is starting a Dalton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City. Later, punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me.
Oh. Okay. We are in the Twilight Zone. Bro, we was there a long time ago. But what the fuck? What the hell is going on? You have the board meeting. And she playing Rihanna. Oh my god. This is a joke. I can see why Asmongold had to react to this and they put it on his Reddit. Because this is so ridiculous. You can't make this stuff up. Like, I'm just playing the video, man.
Thank you, DJ.
And it's hard to turn anywhere in Dalton without seeing Henyard's picture or online, where she recently commemorated 9/11 with her own photo. I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
But when we asked Henyard a few months ago about her use of tax dollars, she was quickly hustled out of the room by armed security. And on Facebook, in videos posted by Henyard herself, we see her being driven around and surrounded by Dalton officers, which got us to wondering, why all the cops?
We weren't opposed to her having the security detail. We asked how long and how often.
Dalton trustee Brittany Norwood says Henyard began assembling her detail shortly after being elected in 2021, using hand-picked Dalton police officers.
You've been schooling y'all over for 2.5 years? Almost 3 years now? I didn't know that.
Using the Freedom of Information request, we obtained the work records for 6 of the officers assigned to Henyard's security detail at various times and showed them to some of Dalton's trustees. This is a Freedom of Information request we did to see how much overtime these officers are making on her security detail.
Oh, wow. 162 hours.
162. Well, that's nothing. What goes through your mind when you see these numbers?
It's disappointing. It's frustrating.
The officers are paid every 2 weeks, which without overtime is 80 hours. But when they're put on Henyard's detail, that 80 hours balloons to well over 100 hours, sometimes 200 hours. And in the case of Officer Terry Young last May, 303 hours worked over a 2-week period.
Okay. Maybe I'm just crazy. I gotta see if they have a history together, like going back to like high school or beyond that, because they ain't no way in hell just a coincidence. They got one officer working this many hours and making this much money. Like there has to be a previous relationship, or there was an established relationship after he first started, you know, testing her, quote unquote. Cause there ain't no way, man. That's a red flag. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe because I love conspiracy theories. 300 hours? What the hell are you protecting her from, bro? If you ask me, he's sliding deep inside.
That resulted in a single paycheck of more than $13,000.
How? How does a person put in a 2-week pay period, 303 hours? That's impossible.
Exactly.
That's impossible.
336
Does he never go to sleep?
In fact, there are 336 hours total in 2 weeks, meaning Young was not being paid for only 33 hours over that period. Other officers on the security detail are also racking up overtime paychecks in the multiple thousands of dollars.
Mayor, mind if I ask you a couple questions about your security detail?
Absolutely not.
I'm asking her.
Yeah, she said no.
A couple weeks ago, we tried to question Henyard about her detail as she went door to door in Dalton giving out water on a 100-degree day. Surrounded by police, fire.
Hey. Here's a crazy as hell thought. Maybe if you cut your salary down to maybe around 50K, 60K, I don't think you need that much. Maybe 40K. Maybe your residents could afford to get their own water or afford to pay their own bills and don't have to need you. That's around. You're not even carrying the damn water. Walking around, wasting people more taxpayer money with security as other people actually do the work. Like, oh my gosh. If you know how to waste people time and waste money, this is it. She is doing it to a T. Not as good as how people are doing it with these wars and stuff, but she is really doing it considering the small amount of land and in comparison to other major cities, especially Chicago, influence and income she has to work with. It is crazy, man. This is so dumb. It is so dumb. How you don't feel? Well, of course you don't feel dumb. This is all part of her plan. So fuck you. And she's fucking y'all all right. Except you ain't getting paid for it like that dude, Mr. Young is. He definitely get paid to smash. There ain't no way. 300 hours.
Firefighters, public works employees, and 2 videographers documenting for Dalton's Facebook page.
I want to tell the people I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I hope they post what we actually do here in the village of Dalton and stop telling lies.
But when we gave her an opportunity to
explain the OT, water?
Why do you need so many officers, details, or your security?
What did you say, water? It sounded like you said water.
Earlier that day, we watched as a Dalton cop drove Henyard from her other job at Thornton Township to a Mexican restaurant for lunch. Trustees say the security detail picks the mayor up at her home in the morning and is with her until she's dropped off at night.
Do you think she in
her
Washington?
on errands and shopping.
Does she need a security detail?
Absolutely
No.
not. Why?
Exactly.
Why would you need a security detail?
Oh, she loves it. She just loves it. She loves the detail. I think it makes her feel as if
she's a senator.
Like a superstar.
Dalton.
It makes her feel like she's in Washington, like she's a House representative or in the Senate. Like, I don't know who the hell she thinks she is. These people can't afford this stuff. If you was really that damn good of a mayor, you could probably understand that, make that city a lot better, and then that propel you to get to like a bigger, maybe mayorship, maybe actual Chicago, because Chicago definitely needs it. They have their own piece of shit to worry about. And then you could lead into the Senate, the House representative, work your way up through actually being a good politician that actually cares about the people. There's so few of them, trust me, you will stand out. But she don't want to do that. She can't wait till she get to Washington to start screwing people over. She said, I gotta screw people over the first chance I get. And who knows how long it's gonna last. So let me get that money while I can and act like I'm somebody that I'm not.
Trustees have filed a lawsuit against Henyard, saying she's not justified the need for security and is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on it without the board's approval.
I see no justification whatsoever, and more than that, it's really a detriment to the residents of Dalton.
How so?
The residents, if we would take the same money and put it on officers patrolling the streets, then the residents will see a much better presence and public safety would be better.
We've had a few shootings, so we need the extra police. patrolling our streets instead of patrolling her.
And we found Dalton credit card statements showing that Henyard takes the detail with her even when she travels out of town, spending thousands of dollars on plane tickets, lodging, and meals for the officers.
Mayor, why are you taking all the officers out of town with you?
Because it's a date.
Taxpayers' money?
Because it's a date.
Anything you want to say to defend yourself on this?
As for the village's finances,
she had no problem walking door to door, not carrying shit, not really doing anything. She had no problem going around getting votes. But when somebody want to press about wasting people's money, I can't talk to you. My security detail that I'm actually, trying to dodge the question about is gonna, try to not scare you off, but dissuade you from actually having a conversation with her. But I'm pretty sure she thinks she's strong, she's brave, she's taking control, she's doing it. You're nothing more than a coward. Nothing more than a coward. And it's crazy. You couldn't even reveal yourself to be this when you're at the Senate, actually in Washington, like most people do. Come on.
His trustees say Dalton is now getting sued by some vendors for
Good.
failure to pay its bills.
In the last 2 fiscal years, we're $5 million in the hole, and a big part of it is the security detail.
It's embarrassing.
Are you serious?
It's embarrassing. You don't see the governor with a detail as hers.
Yeah.
That lawsuit over the mayor's detail is not
And
yet
in
been
Chicago, you
settled.
need it.
On Monday, we emailed a list of detailed questions to Henyard's spokesman, but never received a response.
Because she hired cowards and tell these cowards like herself to not do anything, not respond, not give a statement, not justify it. Just say, yeah, I'm doing it. I want to hear about it. Like, how long does a mayorship last? I genuinely don't know. Because I'm hoping this is just her first term going around and she didn't get reelected. Because if you reelected her, those people, 'cause I know most people didn't. I hope not. Oh, I can't say that because she got reelected. There's a good chunk of people that didn't. There's a good chunk that also did. And if that is actually the case and she got reelected, and that's why she's still in right now, because it lasts like 2 years or 1 year, what are you smoking? It must be crack. She must be putting crack in the water. And that's why she's saying out water bottles and thinking she's doing something. Because there's no way in hell she's doing all this and you somehow thinking, yes, more. Yes, you are doing great things. Like, I truly don't get it. You can't make this a race issue. You can't make this a gender issue because there's men and women that got issues with her. You can't make this a fake news fabrication type thing because we have the statements. We have the documents. We see the records. It is blatant. When like 2 videos ago when they asked her a question about it, she didn't have an answer. Like, come on. Come on, man. You can't make this stuff up. If you have more information or you have more stuff you want me to react to similar to this, definitely put in the comments down below, man, because I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine it. Just so blatantly obvious. Just straight up just don't give a damn. Can't even try to hide it. Like, come on. You can't just have one or two, and like this 8-hour shifts. Like, come on. Out of town. Come on, man. All these dinners, like, come, like, you just don't care. You just don't care to hide it. And that's the craziest thing to me. People actually doing stuff like that doesn't blow my mind anymore. It's a blatancy at this point. It's been out in the open for a few years now. I'm glad it is, but still, it's just crazy. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's your boy Logos. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.